Alright, I'm here. So, had just a couple difficulties, nothing major, but I was here at the computer at the time I was supposed to be. Okay. Alright, is it up and running? Yeah. Okay. So, what up, it's Shankster94, and welcome to the 51st weekly Q&A. I'm your host, the Gamer Shankster, aka Shankster94. This is a place to ask questions, receive answers, communicate with each other, have pitiful comment wars, and the occasional troll that will get blocked immediately. Alright. So, not saying a lot of action here. It's not a lot of people. Not a lot of people here or something. Let's see, who do we got? I mean, earlier, White Chotron was here, Pogi Laudia, Shinobi 03, Man of Muff, of course, Tina Schroeder, Spy Red Rum, Nightboy Ryan, Manny Castilla, Tina Schroeder. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we got people here. Alright, so I'm going to get the 1 hour timer ready. And yes, we do have slow mode. How the hell? Alright, so we're going to start the timer now. First question by Wyatt Tytron, which is usually always the first question about, like, current news, current events. Did I hear about North Korea giving up their nukes? Did that happen just today? Because I haven't got the story yet. They actually did. Wow. I guess that's a step. Yeah, that's a step forward, I would say. It's been good, man, in Castilla. Alright. And then Wyatt getting this question right out of the way. What was I doing before the Q&A and what will I be doing after? I was preparing for the Q&A before, obviously, with the technical difficulties I was having. What I'll be doing afterward, I got nothing really planned, to be honest. Like, I'll probably just catch up with more YouTube subscriptions. Manif, you asked me a good question in PS4 about Resident games in PS4. Yeah. Carol Overington, your Donkey Kong King 6. Cool. What, Shatran? Last thing I ate before the Q&A, and thing I'll probably... Is this going to be a new thing? That's going to be quite annoying. I actually haven't eaten yet, so I ate nothing before the Q&A. And how should I know what I'm going to eat afterward? I'm not going to eat afterward. Hey, Andre Hernandez. Nightboy Ryan, in the stream is what you meant to say. Alright, Mana Castilla, so you're going to finish off the thing from last week without delay. Sweet. Most and least favorite thing about Rev 2. Okay. My favorite thing about Revelations 2 is the fact that they brought Barry back. Definitely. And that doesn't affect other games, so that doesn't go against your rule that you laid on me. My least favorite thing about Revelations 2? I don't know. Probably the fact that Alex Wesker is just trying to be like her brother. Like, it becomes sort of a stereotypical thing for a Wesker child. Alright. Tina Schroeder, am I sad about Krauser's fate? I feel like he brought it on himself. Wyatt Chutrin, why did the first test stream get taken down, but I kept the second one? Because the first one was a bad test. I didn't want it to stay on my channel. Carol Overington. Yeah, I know. Alright, Wyatt Chutrin, if my girlfriend broke up with me on the same day a Q&A was scheduled, would I still do the Q&A? Probably not. I'd have to postpone. Alright, I need to tilt this down just a tad. Alright, so far I've been staying at the bottom. Oh, scratch that. Man of Mouth. That's in reference to Wyatt. Nightboy. Did Resident Evil 7 get a new DLC recently? You saw the name Daughters and you're like, you never heard of that one. No, Daughters has been part of the... has been on Resident Evil 7 since pretty much its... not long after its release. It's part of the Banned Footage Volume 2 pack. Along with, like, 21, Nightmare, and, a bedroom. What? Spy Red Rum. Best to worst Resident Evil 5 pistols, which include handguns only. Okay, handguns only. Best to worst. Okay. The best one is Wesker Samurai Edge. Then Barry Samurai Edge. Then Jill's PX4. Then the SIG P226. Then the M93 Raffica, then the M92F, and then finally the P8. It's my order, yeah. Wyatt Chatrund. Also, you may be living a little early today since you have a family thing to do. That's cool. Mina Castilla, by the way, what was the surprise I said last week? Well, it's still a surprise. I'm not going to reveal it until the 52nd Q&A. Wyatt Chatrund, drink nothing but lemonade or nothing but limeade? I could still eat whatever. Definitely lemonade. I don't like limeade that much. Lemonade is one of my favorite drinks. So, that one was actually easy. Don't say the name on the account. It's Bailey, aka... Okay, I'll try to say that. Andre Hernandez. What if all of the Wesker children are actually alive and together to go kill the Redfins? That would be a dumb plot, if you ask me. Spy Red Room. Spy Red Room. Favorite fruit? Favorite fruit? I would say strawberry. Yeah. Alright. So I've made it to the bottom several times already, so I'm keeping up really good here. So I'm gonna slow, or I guess speed up, slow mode by 60 seconds. So now I only be limited to 1 minute instead of 2. How about that? Alright, so Mana Castilla, you thought that was for today, never mind now. No. You You're gonna hold the most and least favorite things about 7 until after I play the DLC, so I have all the info. Okay. Wyatt Chatron, choose from the following 2 loadouts to survive a Hunter Gamma apocalypse. Thanks for dropping subscriber name, by the way. I was getting tired of that. A satellite phone with enough juice for 1 call, a flare gun with 3 rounds, and Leon's Damnation pistol, or Resident Evil 7's Defense Coin, a map of the state I'm currently in, and the Ithaca 37. Hunter Gamma Apocalypse. Satellite phone with enough juice for 1 call, flare gun with 3 rounds, Leon's Damnation pistol. I'm going to go with loadout A. Just because a flare gun will get me a helicopter, most likely, and it's probably the only way I'm going to escape those Hunter Gammas. Arturo Torres. Okay. My favorite and least favorite parts of Dark Side Chronicles. So this is a spin-off, so it doesn't go against Manu Castilla's line of questions, so I can answer this. Arturo Torres. Alright, Dark Side Chronicles. My favorite parts of Dark Side Chronicles are revisiting the events of Resident Evil 2 and Code Veronica. That's for sure. My least favorite thing about Dark Side Chronicles is the final boss, Javier Hidalgo. Yeah. One of the toughest bosses I ever encountered. Like, in this series. Tina Schroeder, fun question. Please don't take it seriously. I'll try not to. Become a billionaire because of a very detailed yaoi about me and Wyatt, or lose my job. I'm not even familiar with what a detailed yaoi is. So, I'll take the billion. Wyatt Chatron, get killed and eaten by a man of Iron Maiden, or get ripped apart by Manu Castilla El Garrador. So basically, get killed and eaten by an Iron Maiden, or get ripped apart by an El Garrador. Get ripped apart by an El Garrador. Nightboy Ryan. So what are my thoughts on Fortnite? Is it interesting to me? You don't know if I've been asked this already. So, no, it's not interesting to me, so I don't have any thoughts. I've never played it. I probably never will play it. The thing about me, which can make me, or make people antagonistic towards me, is I tend to avoid mainstream games. So, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and then even back then, World of Warcraft, I avoided them all. Alright, now I'm losing you guys because I sped it up. Let's see here. That's what I need. Alright, Wyatt Chatron, the Dipaya versus the Ganados. I think the Ganados. I'd say Ganados there. Yeah. Carl Davies, my least favorite game, I'm assuming in the Resident Evil franchise, Umbrella Corps. Nightboy Ryan, shout out to all the atheists named Christian. That's hilarious. Man, skip that. Wyatt Chatron, most and least favorite thing about Resident Evil Freedom. Most favorite thing about Resident Evil Freedom is the bonus level, and my least favorite thing about it is the whole game. Spy Redrum, what vehicle would be better for survival during Black Tiger apocalypse? Wow. A 2008 Honda CR-V with 1 fully loaded Webley revolver, or a 2008 Dodge Charger with a fully loaded Broken Butterfly. Definitely the Dodge Charger with a fully loaded Broken Butterfly. Manu Castilla. You remember Wyatt calling dibs on the most and least favorite things about spin-offs, yet he had never actually asked. True that, which is why he lost out to the other guy who asked. Murat Balamza. Hey, a Jabberwock S3 versus 2 Bandersnatches. A Jabberwock S3. What is that? Is that a gun? or weapon, or what? I'm gonna look it up. Jabberwock S3. Oh. It's a creature. From Darkside Chronicles. Ah, it's that thing. I actually slightly remember it. It's been a very long time, though. So versus two what? Bandersnatches. I think 2 Bandersnatches would win. Andre Hernandez. Have Leon work at Domino's or Ada work at a Chinese restaurant? Ada work at a Chinese restaurant. That'd be fitting. Well, if it means becoming a billionaire, I'd suffer that that accusation. Even though it wouldn't be true. I'm a billionaire. It's dirty. Nightboy Ryan, billionaire. Nightboy, understanding with avoiding mainstream games. It can cause lots of sarcasm and addiction. At least it does me. Yeah. Spy Red Room, which is better for survival? Was that following another question? Yeah, which is better for survival? Still the same answer. White Chatron, most and least favorite things about Ethan Must Die. Okay, it's a specific scenario within a game, so it doesn't really go against Resident Evil 7. Because I can assure you Ethan Must Die isn't my most or least favorite thing about Resident Evil 7, so that's alright. So my most favorite thing about Ethan Must Die is the concept of enemies trying to kill you, and your objective is to survive. It's like a total survival mode of the game. My least favorite thing about Ethan Must Die is the intensity of the enemies trying to kill you. It is a really hard game. Tina Schroeder, right? It's spelled Yaoi. Yaoi, yeah. Fire Mario. What is my favorite Mario character and Sonic character, and obviously my hateful both series. Okay, my favorite Mario character happens to be Mario himself. My least favorite Mario character is Princess Peach. My favorite Sonic character, I mean, I've only played like the classic Sonic games when you had an option of only like 3 characters max. So it's either Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles that I ever really got to play as. So it's kind of hard to say any other characters. I know of other characters, but I guess I should only go off of based of what I've played. So I guess my favorite character would be Sonic himself, and my most hateful character, well, see, I don't hate the 3 characters I have used, so scratch that. I'll try to name characters that I do know of, regardless if I've played them with them or not. My favorite Sonic character was probably Amy Rose, and my most hateful Sonic character, freaking A, was it Dark Sonic or something like that? Even though I have no reason to hate them. I don't have a hateful character in the Sonic series. Carl Davies, how did I discover Resident Evil? Because the original Resident Evil was a present to my father back in 2000. When I was 6 years old, he didn't find it interesting, and I got my hands on it. The first game had already been out 4 years then, but yeah, it was still kind of a new franchise at the time, new series. It wasn't really even a franchise yet. It was just a little game series. It was like a trilogy. Or more. Quadrilogy. Alright, White Chatron, Gatling Gun Magini versus JJ. Okay, how far behind am I, first of all? Not too far. Okay, Gatling Gun Magini versus JJ. JJ. Spy Road meet you two. Sad to see concept art. Sometimes there are some things for the potential. For example, U9 boss looks like it's cool to fight against. Alright, Nightboy Ryan. Am I a fan of Chinese food? Oh yeah. I love that broccoli beef. And the orange chicken. White Judgment, why do I think the developers never reveal what JJ in Resident Evil 4 stands for? I don't know. It's probably just simply his name and... Alright, Manu Castilla. If I lived in the Resident Evil universe and met Chris Redfield personally, what would I do and or say? I would shake his hand as manly as I could and say it is a real honor to meet you and to be part of your task force, even though I know I'm going to die, because all of your teammates seem to die around you. Alright, White Shatron, in come the racy questions. 10 blowjobs from Carlo Ray Dames, disgusting, or 10 blowjobs from completely uninfected Mia. I would so much rather have Mia. Carla's such a bitch that I wouldn't take blowjobs from her, even though she is a clone. She made herself a clone of Ada, but she's not Ada. So, yeah, personality makes a difference for me. Also, exactly 1 minute later, holy crap, KMF, completely uninfected Deborah Harper, completely uninfected Manuela, and completely uninfected Allison. Allison's from Resident Evil 5, right? Okay. I would kill... See, Deborah Harper and Allison are, like, very similar. They're both blonde. I would kill Allison, I would marry Deborah Harper, and I would fuck Manuela. Because Latinos. Latina. Arturo Torres. If someone gave me the choice to take a Taurus Raging Bull or a Colt Python, which one would I choose? I'd probably choose the Taurus Raging Bull. It looks like more of a monster kind of Magnum. I wish you said Colt Anaconda, then I would go with that one instead. Maneth. I'm the nicest person, seriously. Oh yeah, damn straight. Means there are some people who I've come across who would totally disagree with that, but it's because they approached me the wrong way. Alright, White Shotgun. Only ivory relief in real life or the hourglass with the gold decor? The hourglass with gold decor, I would do. Alright, Anthony Usury. Hey, since I haven't watched Dragon Ball yet, and that I've watched every other anime, which is totally not true, you highly recommend that I start watching Dragon Ball after I finish that, then move on to Dragon Ball Z after I finish that. No thanks, Anthony. Manu Castilla, you saw the cat in the background, it's pretty cute. Yeah. White Chatron, in my Resident Evil 4 full play, will I be getting all the bottle caps? I will be getting all the bottle caps, correct. Yes. It's just part of the full play. I'm getting everything. I guess I sort of came up with a new definition of my full plays. Playing it enough to where everything is unlocked is like the best way to go, I guess. So it's definitely not showing every little detail, every item or anything. Just playing the game enough to where everything is unlocked. Alrighty. Spy Red Room. Best to worst Magnums from Revelations 2, campaign only. So, campaign only, that's only 3 possible Magnums, if I recall. It's the Colt whatever, then Barry's Magnum, and then it's that special 2005 something. But anyway, best to worst Magnum. Best to worst. Okay, The best Magnum is Barry's 44 Magnum, or whatever it's called. And then the Colt thing, and then the 2005, for me. Tina Schroeder, Hunk versus Chris. Hunk might win. He's Mr. Death. Nightboy Ryan, your uncle who lives in Florida, says Chinese restaurants aren't very good. He says American people make the food. Pretty bizarre. Well, Chinese restaurants ran by American people probably aren't very good. Because they don't know the they probably don't know the techniques to, like, ancient Asian ways of food making. Wyatt Chatron, trivia question. How much money does the game give you for completing the final row of the bottle caps? I don't know all that off the top of my head. I'm just going to guess 10,000 pesetas. Manu Castilla, hey, just saying. Well, I could argue because you didn't say on his name, I just decided that. You didn't give me a situation, exactly. You just said simply meet him. Anthony Usury, Dragon Ball Z, and after... No, that's just continuing. Nightboy, you were talking about the restaurants there. Okay. Wyatt Chatron, own a real-world Spinel, or real-world Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye. Pogiladia, that is too close, you become a Jill sandwich. Barry's line. Spy Red Rum, you call the deaths of unknown characters Resident Evil games where whatever character is playable, you call it not the main character dies curse. Huh. Why, Anthony? Because I'm not interested. And I am in no way obligated to start watching anime because you recommend it. Man of worst Magnum in Resident Evil. It is called the Revolver, and it's in Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Because it has the same firepower as a handgun. Wyatt Chatron, did I know that the Cat's Eye is a real-world gem, and its more scientific name is the Chrysoberyl? Interesting. But yeah, then definitely owed it in real life. Spy Redder, I'm sorry the misspelling. You rushed along with autocorrect. Yeah, probably. Alright, I'm finally catching up here. Blackbird Brandy, you're here! Manif, why Hunk called Mr. Death? Because he seems to survive every impossible situation that he's in. And because he's always the only one to survive on his squadron. Alright, Wyatt Chatron, own all Resident Evil 4 treasures or all Resident Evil 5 treasures, excluding basic currency and money. I would definitely own all Resident Evil 4 treasures. They made more of an impression, really. In Resident Evil 5, it's like they're too organized. They're not really treasures anymore. Spy Red Room, my favorite TV show from my childhood. Okay, so I got like two stages of my childhood. You got like my very young days, like from birth to 6 years old, and then you got like my childhood to tweenager, which is like 6 to 12. So in my young childhood, it was definitely Blue's Clues. But for the more growing up kind of kid, from like 6 to 12, my favorite show was Disney's American Dragon, Jake Long. Alright. Tina Schroeder, work for Albert Wesker or Alex Wesker? Albert Wesker. This is a much more prominent character. Pogiladia, best horror game Resident Evil versus Silent Hill versus Fatal Frame. Why are you asking me which is the best horror game? I'm obviously going to say Resident Evil. I never played Silent Hill, and I've only played Fatal Frame 2, which is a very scary game, that's for sure. I think it's just straight horror. Is survival really in it? Not sure, but it's straight up horror and like very scary horror. It is a scarier game than Resident Evil, I'll give it that. I'm not saying it's the best, though. Mana Castilla, what do I think? Hunk, Carlos, and Billy are up to the current time. So, I mean, that is a very good question, which is really why I wish the developers would find a way to bring one of them back. I support all three. Blackbird Brandy, how's my day going? It's going good so far. I like doing early Q&As like this, then I get a bit of the day before I have to go to work. Ex Dante, Barry, where's Barry? Where's Barry? I should have done that with Tina's question. Alright. What? Own the mirror with pearls and rubies, or the gold bangle with pearls? Mirror with pearls and rubies. See, you know all the treasures, or you're looking them up. I don't know. Blackbird Brandy. So if Hunk is Mr. Death and he got his name by being the only one to survive of the squads, does that make Chris Redfield the Grim Reaper? You know, you have a very good point there. That is a very good point. Man of Muff, what is my cat doing? She's just sitting around. And as you can see now, she's rubbing her mane. Okay. Arturo Torres, who do I dislike the most? Manuela, Sherry, in Resident Evil 2, or Natalia? Out of those three, probably Manuela. Probably Manuela, because I know her the least. Wyatt Chatron, own a real-world high-quality ruby or a real-world high-quality emerald, or both? Ruby. Wait, both is an option? Why would you make that an option? If that's the case, then both. It's more value. Ex Dante, do I think Resident Evil 2 Remake will be announced at E3? Have no idea. Because last year's E3, it was just like a statement somewhere. It wasn't like officially announced. Spy Red Rum, what if Albert Wesker can dual wield his samurai edges? One of is normal and the other is the golden version of the samurai edge. How would it feel? I'd be like, he's overdoing it, and we're not going to get close to him anytime soon. Blackbird Brandy, if I had to choose one weapon to own in all of Resident Evil history, what would it be excluding magnums? Well, that's easy. The PRL 412, because it's my favorite weapon in the franchise. Tina Schroeder. Yes. Although I do know that the PRL 412 wouldn't kill anyone because no one in the real world has parasites. It'd still be an awesome weapon to own. Anyway, Tina Schroeder, how do I think it feels being infected with the Ouroboros virus? It's probably painful as hell, and you lose your sanity, but not your intelligence. Wyatt Chatron, which do I prefer? A blowjob from Rachel from Revelations 1 or a blowjob from Alexia Ashford? Her final form? I'd rather just go with Revelations 1's Rachel. She looks like she probably gets it on a lot. Just the way she dresses. Carl Davies, what happened to Sheva? Who knows? I can't tell you what happens to characters once they have not seen again. I just leave it to the developers. Man of Muff, Sheva versus Sherry. Sheva, easily. Nightboy Ryan, who is the most useless character in Resident Evil, and who's the most useless enemy? The most useless character in Resident Evil, I feel like, is Ashley Graham, and the most useless enemy? It's kind of an interesting question, but I guess I would go with... I'll go with probably the little spiders that come out of the mother spiders. Because they just jump up and bite you. It does like almost minimal damage. You can't die from it. Wyatt Chatron, would I rather face off against Javier Hidalgo's final form with the linear launcher or with the PRL 412? You know, that's almost a trick question. He doesn't have a parasite in him, so the PRL 412 won't do anything to him. So I'm going with the linear launcher, because that will definitely do something. Spy Red Rum, what animal would make a Resident Evil boss? A slipper lobster or a Japanese rhinoceros beetle? Which one sounds more dangerous to fight against? A Japanese rhinoceros beetle. Wyatt Chatron, trivia question. What can the PRL 412 not harm? There's more than one thing. They cannot harm regular humans. There's, at least in the PS2 version, I couldn't shoot down a box with it. So it can't harm chains. But if you're talking enemies, if you fire the PRL 412 straight at Krauser while he's blocking, I don't think it does anything. I know that may not fall into your technicality of answer, but I'm just kind of guessing here. So I named three things right there. That's good enough for me. Ex Dante, new Umbrella or old Umbrella? See, I don't know that much about new Umbrella yet, since I still haven't played Not a Hero. So I can't really answer that question. Wyatt Chatron, Marat, stop it. Fat Molded versus Plant 42. A Fat Molded versus 3 Plant 42s. I see, Wyatt. You're just putting in subscribers' names to irk them and get a reaction from them, because you know I'm not going to answer it like that. But anyway, Fat Molded versus 3 Men of A Fat Molded versus 3 Plant 42s. 3 Plant 42s. Man of Muff, does PRO 412 kill zombies? No, because they don't have parasites. Spy Red Rum, you and your friend made a joke about the Ouroboros virus, and you called the virus tuna casserole as an actual joke. Alright, Blackbird, Blandy, how far do I think the Resident Evil series will go? If it continues down the path that's it's branching to in Resident Evil 7, I feel like it will still go for a while. If it decides to go back to the action-y path from Resident Evil 5 and 6, it's not going to last much longer, in my opinion. Why Chatra PRO can't harm Ashley or the merchant? Well, then I answered correctly because I said humans. So, I win. Carl Davies, Ashley had a parasite, it would not kill her. It wasn't grown yet, so I think it's unaffected. Wyatt Shotron, did I know that in the GameCube version of Resident Evil 4, the Matilda converts to full auto after its first 3-round burst is fired off? Are you serious? Man, I wish they kept that in all subsequent versions. Pogiladia, why is the first Resident Evil game they're not added weapon like submachine gun? I don't know. They didn't think about it at the time. Probably because they wouldn't have thought a mansion would provide a machine gun anywhere. But in the PC version of Resident Evil 1, there are 2 automatic weapons. It's called like the FN Mini-Me and the SMG, something like that. Or the Mac 11. There we go. Alright, Ex Dante. In Resident Evil 4, you killed an enemy by using a door. It takes 10 hits. So yes, a door, technically, I guess, is a weapon, sort of. You can kill them with that. You could also trigger a melee move with the door. That's how I learned that you can do melee from shooting the leg as well as the head in Resident Evil 4. The first leg melee move I've ever done in Resident Evil 4 came from kicking a door open in an enemy and actually put him on his knees. So I never knew it until then. So it was really lucky I found that, I guess. I probably would have found out eventually regardless, but... White Chatron trivia question. Leon Silver Ghost handgun is used by Wesker in which game? Is it not Resident Evil 4? Because he has a silenced version of it in the Mercenaries. He also uses it in Umbrella Chronicles, if I recall. Yeah, it's the same one. All right. Now I'm losing you guys again. That's okay though. How much time do we have? A little more than 20 minutes. All right, not bad. Okay. White Shotgun, least the most intelligent. Marat, Maneth, or Spy Rider? I'm not answering that. Maneth Muff. Trivia, which Resident Evil had the first LMG? I'm not even sure what the difference is between a light machine gun and a submachine gun, so... Is it Operation Raccoon City? I don't know. Carl Davies. Have I played Resident Evil 4 Impossible mode? No. Which version has that mode? Tina Schroeder, Jack Baker versus Wesker. Wesker. Blackbird Brandy. What is my favorite long weapon in real life? Example, M4A1AR or the Remington shotgun. Favorite long weapon? That is an interesting question indeed. I'll go with the Dragunov SVD. Sniper rifle. Does that count? Spy Red Room. You're actually not the biggest fan of Resident Evil 7. There's no revolver. I mean, if that's the only reason you dislike it, forgive me for thinking you a little shallow, but anyway, whatever. It's your opinion. I'm not gonna argue against it. It's because I hate it when people do that to me. So, Mano Castilla, what would I do to prevent the following event? Someone steals my laptop plus hard drive, so basically my whole world collapses, and puts an illegal video on my channel so YouTube shuts it down permanently. What would I do to prevent it? Find a very skilled hacker and somehow, like, keep track of my channel. Wyatt Chatron, least to most brutal death. Leon getting spiked through the face by an El Garador. Yeah, that's a brutal one. Sheva getting stabbed multiple times by the Reaper after getting picked up by it. And Chris and Sheva falling into the pit in the temple area. Least to most brutal, okay. I'm going to go with Sheva getting stabbed multiple times, then the pit death, and then finally Leon getting spiked through the face. That is one of the most brutal deaths in the series, if you ask me. White Child turned also. Trivia question. As I'm fighting Krauser, I need to collect 3 pieces of the Holy Beast to leave the area. What animals are in each of these 3 pieces? Eagle, Panther, Serpent. Did you not just answer the question at the end of that? Also, trivia question, how much does the TMP stock cost? 2,500 pesetas? I can't remember. Carl Davies, it's on PC and it's terrifying. Gotcha. Alright, Wyatt, trivia question. What is the single most expensive individual treasure in Resident Evil 4? In other words, ignore combined treasures. Is it the hourglass with gold decor? Probably not, but that's my guess. Wyatt Chatron, did I know that the Super Salvador is a fan term only, and his official name is Giant Chainsaw Man or Huge Chainsaw Man, depending on how you translate it. Giant Chainsaw Man. Well, that's retarded. I'm sticking with Super Salvador. Nightboy Ryan, shout out to all the Sleepy Beauties on Wake Up Call. Blackbird Brandy, what day will the Week 52 Q&A be on? It will be on a Friday. It's on May 4th at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. I think if you go to my channel and then you go to videos and you change the preference to live streams, I think you should be able to see it. Well, actually, no, because it doesn't... You're right. It doesn't notify you guys until a week out, so... Okay, White Chatron, you gotta leave now. See me in the 52nd. Oh, yeah. You know it. Poguladia, which is the most weakest shotgun and handgun? The weakest shotgun, in my opinion, is the shotgun in Leon's scenario in Resident Evil 6. The weakest handgun that I know of, I think, is the Punisher in Resident Evil 4, completely unupgraded, I want to say. I don't know, though. Are you asking me what do I think is the weakest, or do you think I know? Is that a trivia question? I don't know. But that's, from my experience, that's what I would say. Tina Schroeder, who is, in my opinion, the more beautiful guy? Chris or Leon? Leon. Excuse me. Arturo Torres, least favorite boss in Resident Evil Code Veronica. My least favorite boss in Code Veronica. That salamander thing, whatever it's actually called. Because one, you don't even actually have to defeat it, and two, before I learned that, it's a pain in the ass to try to defeat it. It's hard to hit. Alright, X Dante, where's everyone going? Bingo. Your favorite death in Resident Evil 4 is Leon gets his head clean off. Wyatt Shotron trivia question. At what discount does the merchant buy things? At what discount does the merchant buy things back from you? Isn't it like half price? Like exactly half? 50%? I feel like it is, because when you purchase the Infinite Rocket Launcher for 1 million pesetas, and then you try to sell it right back, it's only 500,000. So I think it's 50%. Well, you're not even here anymore, so you don't even know I'm answering these questions. But anyway, I still have to answer them. So Wyatt Chatron's last question before he leaves is, what's my opinion on the J-pop songs that play during the credits of Degeneration Damnation? I mean, they originated in Japanese, so I don't care. All right, Spy Red Rum. What aircraft could be in a Resident Evil game? A Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor or a UH-60 Blackhawk? Which one seems more likely? Probably a UH-60 Blackhawk. I don't know too much about aircraft, though, so it's not like a solid answer. Yeah, now, Byron, you'll be able to catch the next Q&A. And plus, the next Q&A 52 is the 1-year anniversary of these Q&As, so I'm making it an extra hour long. It'll be a 2-hour Q&A, the first of its kind. And not coming again much soon after. Anyway, Carl Davies, how did I react to the Super Salvador for the first time? I was like, this is insane. And when he insta-kills me, yeah, this is something you don't want to joke with. Manu Castilla, Josh Stone versus Jake Mueller. They can use any firearm that they can find when you play as them. I think Jake Mueller would still win. Nightboy, thoughts on sequels being released after the original from over 10 years ago? I think it's relevant. What I prefer, though, is they stay, they keep to the current time, to the timeline of real life. So if they make a game 10 years later, it should take place 10 years later from the original. It's one of my upsets for the upcoming sequel to The Incredibles 2. I wish it actually featured everybody like 15 years later, or 14 years later. Blackbird Brandy, can I do a compilation of the best, funniest questions to celebrate the 1-year anniversary? You know how much work that would take to go back to every Q&A and like find all those questions? It's not possible for me, Brandy, sorry. X Dante, what is my favorite save room theme and favorite boss theme? My favorite save room theme is Code Veronica's, for sure. It's like one of the most soothing and actually gives me a sense of safety. My favorite boss theme is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, his final form. It's like it's almost cryptic in a way with the organ. They use an organ in the soundtrack. Tina Schroeder, do I like the Matilda or Red 9 more? Red 9 by far. I like the Blacktail more than the Matilda. Matilda, out of all the handguns in Resident Evil 4, it's my second least favorite, as a matter of fact. Well, the only one that's worse is the Punisher for me. Man of Muff, the answer is Resident Evil Dead Aim had the first light machine gun called the MG3. Okay. Blackbird, would I call myself an expert of Resident Evil? Yes, I would, for the most part. I would not call myself a genius of Resident Evil. I am not. Pogiladia, Resident Evil 8, who's going to be in that game? I'd rather not speculate. Alright, Manny Castilla, you legit have no more questions now. Totally out of ideas. Alright, well, just enjoy the rest of the Q&A then. Or, I don't know. Do something else. I'm not saying you have to leave. Tina Schroeder, what do I think about the cheater in the Orc and Resident Evil 6 online top list? In almost every leaderboard in any game, the top contender is a cheater. Like, for the most part. Because they always have a ridiculously higher amount than anybody else. To the point where it's literally impossible to do through normal means. So, no. I despise them, but there's really nothing we can do about them. Not that I care for Orc or Resident Evil 6 top lists. Nightboy, you feel the same way about The Incredibles? You think, yeah. My least favorite person in Resident Evil 6, Carl Davies. Carla Ray Dames. Yeah, that's it. Man, if Wyatt is leaving before the Q&A ended, did Christmas come early? For you, maybe. Blackbird Brandy, you just realized that you've been watching me since the start of the Q&As over 1 year. I've become a long way. Congrats. Yeah, it's true. Like May 4th, 2017 was the start of the Q&As. It was the first Q&A. I did a test Q&A slightly before that, but I don't count those on the line because that one wasn't an hour long. Spy Red Rum, Resident Evil logic herbs, they heal any wounds and poison and whatever happens to you. Yeah, it's the Resident Evil logic. And we don't even know how the herb is actually applied. Do you eat it? The fact that it's on a piece of paper, if you mix them, makes me think maybe you actually smoke it. Manif, why the Matilda is my second least? Because it eats through ammo, like, very badly. Even the merchant says it does that. Uses up ammo rather quickly, is exactly what he says. And because a single shot... No, that's simply the reason why, because it eats through ammo too quickly. Arturo Torres, favorite flavor of Lay's? Sour cream and onion. Pogiladia, what's my favorite Resident Evil character? Chris Redfield. Nightboy Ryan, you've been watching them since the start. It's quite a big step up to my channel. I guess so. I mean, it's like the only thing on my channel that's constant. I wish my videos were that constant, but it's just too hard. But, unfortunately, I have a feeling that these Q&As are definitely going to make it to 100, but I feel like not long after that is when I'm probably going to start debating whether to keep them going or not. Alright, Carl Davies, the fastest run in Resident Evil 4. My fastest run in Resident Evil 4? Probably only 5 hours. I'm not sure, though. I've never done a speed run over Resident Evil 4 with the intent of doing so. Anyway, Mano Castilla, yes, the 50-second Q&A is on May 4th. It was specifically dated then because that's the year anniversary. And we're at the bottom of the chat. Currently only 9 people are here now. Pogeladia, which girls in Resident Evil am I gonna gonna kiss? Ada Wong, Jill Valentine, Sheva Alomar. Spy Red Rum. The most underappreciated character in Resident Evil, the Merchant, when he helps me. I'm in need, he's always by your side, he gives you guns, we can always shoot him for entertainment, give him some. Probably. Actually, yeah. X Dante, will I do a Chris weapon review in Resident Evil 7? I will do a DLC only weapon review for Resident Evil 7 once I'm done with all the DLCs. That includes and that will even include the DLC that I'm not live streaming, because I know there's a weapon in Bedroom that is exclusive to that, and I can only do that and that. Blackbird, if I had to guess how many questions I've been asked over this year, would it be excluding duplicates? And how many duplicates do I think I would have gotten? If I had to guess, no, it wouldn't exclude duplicates. And I've probably gotten at least 50 duplicates by now. But yeah, the total amount of questions, easily over 1,000 by now. Probably over 10,000. Okay, maybe not 10,000, but 5,000 probably. Carl Davies, favorite melee move in all of Resident Evil. I feel like I unintentionally change my answer every time that question gets asked, because it's very close between Barry's Hurricane and Chris's Backhand. But I want to say Chris's Backhand because I've gotten the most amount of enemies in a single hit with that move. So it's very exciting. So yeah, I'm going to go with Chris's Backhand. Nightboy Ryan, there's DLC weapons in Resident Evil 7. You didn't know that. So, it's not technically DLC weapons. Like, a weapon, like you purchase, there's a weapon available for download. No, it's not like that. I mean, within the DLC scenarios in Resident Evil 7, there are weapons that you can only see in them. So, Pogeladia, who's the youngest character in the Resident Evil series? Was it not Sherry Birkin? No, that is incorrect, because she was 10 years old in Resident Evil 2. Natalia in Rev 2, I actually didn't memorize her age. Let's see here. Natalia Corda. Okay, well, Natalia's older than Sherry was. So, I'm gonna go with Sherry in Resident Evil 2. Of course, there's probably another character. Wait a minute. What about that one girl who was the brother, or who was the sister of, and Survivor? I can't remember their names. Lot. There's Lot and who? There was Lot and Lily. Lily Klein. Okay, well, that answers my question. Lily Klein was the youngest, I think, because during the Sheena Island incident in 1998, she was only 8 years old. So, Lily Klein is the youngest Resident Evil character, I think. Unless someone finds an even younger one. Alright. Next Dante, no, don't know. Nope, Night Boy. I think I just proved as neither of those characters. White Shatron, you're on the road. You're on the road right now, and you're still trying to attend this Q&A, man. Don't kill yourself. Tina Schroeder, favorite weapon set in Mercs 3D. Yeah. Probably the dual grenade launcher and the Red 9. Yeah. Blackbird Brandy, what's the question I've been asked the most? Probably what's my favorite character? It's one of the most basic questions you could ask me, really. But I don't mind if it's asked all the time because it's very easy to answer. Spy Red Rum. What was it? Gotta do some dishes, so yeah, have an awesome day. Alrighty, man. Carl Davies, how did I get Survivor 2? I downloaded an ISO file from the internet for a PlayStation 2 emulator. So, very technically, not legally. Blackbird Brandy, what's my favorite book? Hatchet. And I'm at the bottom. How much time do we still have? Whoa! 25 seconds. So, get them in. You can't because I have slow mode on. Blackbird Brandy, will I ever cut my beard? Yes, I will eventually. Not until August, though. My goal is to keep it until August 27th, to be exact. Because then that will be a full year of growth. I haven't touched it since last August 27th. And the timer's going off, so that's going to end the Q&A because I'm at the bottom when it ended. So, no more questions, people. Sorry. Even though slow mode's kind of ripping you off. Alright, well, that's going to do it, people. So, this is Shankster94, aka The Gamer Shankster. Rate, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. And starting with this, I guess, shout out to Wyatt Chatrin and Carlos Aranda for being my 2 current patrons on Patreon. I finally got another patron on Patreon. I got 2 now. So, a long period of time, but I'm getting there. Alright, but yeah, once again, shout out to Wyatt Chatrin and Carlos Aranda. Alright, guys, I will see you in the 50-second Q&A. It's going to be a great one, I'm hoping, anyway. And, yeah, there's still a surprise waiting for you guys on that one, if it works. And, also, you'll see me even sooner on the live stream of the Daughters DLC. Because that is set in 3 days from now. Alright? Actually, no, 2 days from now. My bad. The day after tomorrow, I'm going to be playing my first DLC. My first blind DLC, anyway, on Resident Evil 7. Which will be Daughters. Alrighty? So, see you guys then. Alright. Peace out.